Hi, welcome back to Chase and Melia. Today we are reacting to our favorite, DK. Is he still your favorite?
He's 100% my favorite.
100%.
Like, without a doubt.
Favorite. Oh my gosh.
I've been forcing myself to wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is actually a sponsored video from Rebecca. Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca.
It is DK's cover of Did She Love Me?
Well, it's actually She Didn't Love Me, but Rebecca said it's better translated.
Did She Love Me?
Did She Love Me?
And
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. And it's a 6-year-old recording when he was 20. I'm very excited to listen to his voice in a less mature state. You know, the singer he was when he started, I think, is a wonderful thing for us to break down. So if you hear us, you know, picking things apart, that's because we love this stuff. And that's why it's for us to apply for our own singing, but it's also for you. If you're a 20-year-old singer trying to do this, wondering why you sound certain ways, or, you know, for us, if I'm, you know, 22-year-old singer, you know, trying to figure out how to be an international pop star, you know, or still figuring it out.
If you're a 32-year-old
singer, I could be a 32-year-old singer, and I'm also still trying to learn how to sing better, still trying to learn how to, you know, just break stuff down. So if that sounds like something you're interested in and something you like, hit the subscribe button and just go check out the channel. Before we get started, about a year and a half ago, I needed a new studio desk. I wanted one that was a standing desk that was automatic, so I could just hit a button and it would go up and down. But the problem is with studio equipment, with a lot of things resting on the top of your desk, it gets really heavy and a lot of those motors just can't handle it. But that's when I found Flexispot. And so Flexispot, I have the E5 desk. I've had it for over a year and a half and it has been amazing. I moved it from my house to my new office. I literally didn't want their desk. I wanted my desk. I have never had a single issue with it. It's great build quality and it's actually one of the best priced for everything that it does. But using it every single day, up and down. I've got kids. Sometimes my son hangs on it, which is really not good. But it is literally bulletproof and has never given me an issue. So if you're in the market for a new desk, you cannot go wrong with Flexispot. Check out the link below in the description.
Let's get started. We're very excited.
Let's do it.
어두워질 때면 어느새 혼자 남아서 그저 아침이 밝아올 때까진 밀린 생각에 잠겨있어 이해란 게 어려워서 나 오늘은 널 믿어보려고 해봤어 아무리 내 잘못을 꺼내도 널 미워하기엔 내 추억이 널 믿어보기엔 내 기억이 닳지를 않아 그땐 널 많이 사랑했었나 봐
I had to stop it because there's already so much to say. You go first.
I feel like, first of all, I'm mad that he's only 20 in this video. That makes me pretty furious.
Just gorgeous voice.
Doesn't sound any different. Like, do you think it sounds different?
I absolutely do, but I'll wait my turn.
I feel like he still sounds like, he doesn't sound like a 20-year-old. I'll tell you right now. I would not have assumed he was 20 in that, for me. Well, I think what I mean is I feel like he's singing with the similar technique that I've heard, and what makes us love him so much is I feel like he has so much resonance and vibrance, like kind of all throughout. He hasn't done anything super exciting yet, but that's what I think one of the things we love so much about him is that his voice is brilliant and exciting everywhere he sings, and that is, I think, really cool.
And I think the stripped down section actually does show us a lot.
Yeah, it does.
You know, when somebody's really going up, you know.
That's true.
For me, for instance, I love to talk about myself. I really can't wait to get into the area of my voice that I feel like shines the best.
Yeah.
And it's all these other areas that I really don't want to show, but kind of show a lot about where I'm at vocally and where I'm at technique-wise. but I don't want to take away your time.
No, I think my main points were that I feel like he sounds like he's got great technique even at 20. Not to say that's not possible. It's just not usually that likely, because how long have you been singing and studying and really growing? I think he's been doing it for a minute.
Our voices matured.
Our voices also
so
changed, which is stuff you can't control. You control as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was my main takeaway, as well as just I feel like yet again he is singing with brilliance all throughout his voice, not just in like money notes.
Sure.
So,
and I would say he still 100% sounds like DK.
Yeah.
He sounds, he has just a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm hearing is a noticeable, not lack. It's not lack. It's less. He has so much more clarity now.
Interesting.
So even when he's singing la 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 la, or whatever the melody is, it's a little bit husky and breathy. And now la 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 la, like it's got. There's a clarity to it that is not that husky breathiness, but it still can be soft and intimate, all that kind of stuff. It's, to me, it's he isn't as efficient as he is now. That was the first thing I noticed, was it feels like he's still got that gorgeous voice, but it's kind of sitting a little further back. La 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 la. Na 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 na. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally.
So let's listen to that, just that first little section again, and we'll jump back here. You know what I mean? Where it's a little bit further back, it's a little bit more husky, and I don't know how intentional a 20-year-old is about all that kind of stuff, or how mechanically advanced and stuff a 20-year-old can be. I can only speak from my own experience, knowing a bunch of 20-year-old singers, and they are not.
Yeah. And when I was 20.
Yeah. It was like, and that's, I'm talking about myself. It's literally, to me, that idea of, I'm just trying to do this well. And I'm being so intentional was not even a part of the conversation yet. I just wanted to do it well.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it well consistently. That was the other thing. Sometimes I would do it really well, but then I couldn't do it again really well. And that was even more frustrating than not being able to do it that well at all.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that I think is always so interesting, that, I hear my voice compared to 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yes.
And it is totally different. And it's not that I'm not embarrassed of where I was. I'm actually excited, because that's where I was, and this is where I am now. Yeah. And where I am now is, I would have killed back then to be where I am now.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So it's a good thing. It's all a good thing. And I think that this is one of my favorite things, that even though he's got that same beautiful voice, you can always get better at singing. Yep. And whether your starting point might be different, you might not be starting with this just absolutely gorgeous voice. Right. But even the people with the most gorgeous voices are getting better. Yep. Getting better all the time.
Yeah. We can always improve. Mm-hmm.
And that it's just possible. Singing isn't something you just have or you don't have.
Right. Absolutely. I think we can all be more inclined to succeed or excel because of our growing up, in music, or
you feel like it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't think it's even possible. And I've had literal arguments with people about this, being a voice teacher. Yep. They go, what do you even do? People just can sing or they can't. And I'm like, that's not true at all.
No.
And then they argue with me, and I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. But
take a deep breath.
Take a deep
breath.
breath.
You're already doing it wrong.
There you go. See? you can't even breathe right.
널 믿어보기엔 내 기억이 닳지를 않아. 그땐 널 많이 사랑했었나 봐.
There's the clarity. That's exactly what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. So from then to there, he's now getting into the sweet spot. Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden that clarity is easier.
Yeah, for sure.
It's wild. And I think he's a lot more forward as well.
Yeah.
나 혼자만 사랑했던 걸까 봐. 너를 잃어 힘든 아픔보다 내가 모르던 네 모습이 날 더 외롭게 만드는 걸. 나를
What was that run?
사랑했던 네 모습이 날 더 외롭게 만드는 걸.
That is so. It was love.
It was not what you expect.
만드는 걸. 그때 넌 나를 사랑했던 걸까. 나 혼자서 사랑했던 것 같아. Oh no, you 널 믿고 싶어 그저는. 날이 밝아지면 어느새 잊혀지고선 다시 이렇게 하루에도 수없이 떠난 네가 그리워져 가끔씩 또 난 널 믿기가.
See, but I feel like right there, and I know we're in a higher part of his register.
Yeah.
He's just speaking. Like it is so like naturally casual in like a very loose way. I think that's our favorite word right now is like he's loose, right?
Yeah.
He's obviously singing efficiently and there's full phonation. There's all of that stuff, but he's just loose. It's so effortless.
I was always really jealous of people who kind of came upon that naturally. Like I feel like I had to come back from that. Like I had to relearn that. You know, I try not to say, a lot of people say, well, first I had this voice teacher and they made me worse, and then I got this voice teacher and they made me better. And I knew people who said that, well, I had this voice teacher who ruined my voice. And I think, you know, anyway, I don't know how my voice was. I can't really say how I was doing it before.
Yeah.
I can only say, like, when I watch people who just do it, and they're 20, or they just they just naturally kind of came upon it at the right time, or this is just always how they've sung. I've always been so jealous of those people, because it's like that's such a gift, and to kind of lean into that of just being okay with how you sound and okay with the way it's coming out, and just leaning into that is such a wonderful thing. Puts you really ahead of the curve.
I think it's also, and if you are a young singer right now, I think one of the most important and beneficial things you can do for yourself is to learn to love the process and be okay with being in the process and not focus on that product, because that is the most difficult part of, and specifically about this time in your life, because like we said earlier, your voice is going to change. In your 20s, your voice changes, and that's just your body, and that's natural. But you're also going to learn so much. Like you learn so much when you're studying or when you're practicing, when you're trying to improve, you learn, and that takes time. That's not overnight for anybody.
Yeah.
So that process of it is something that you have to learn to love and be okay with, and that helps you, I think that helps you grow in the end. It gives you that mindset of, I am constantly learning. I'm constantly, trying to be better and trying to do better, but I'm okay with where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Well, and I was just listening to like a podcast about doing hard things and all that kind of stuff. If you're waiting to enjoy the thing when you're good enough, you're never going to get there, because you're going to hate it the whole time.
Right.
And the only reason why anybody gets really good at something is if they enjoy doing it and they want to do it all the time.
And they keep doing it. That's a great point. Yeah.
And so if you don't enjoy the process and you don't learn to love where you're at, you're not going to keep coming back. You're not going to be hungry for doing it more. You're not going to rush home from wherever it is you're going and say, I can't wait to dive into that thing that I love, that I want to get better at. Because, and that was me with guitar for a while. I was frustrated because I wanted to be where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But the love of guitar is what always keeps me picking up my guitar, not that goal that I'm probably never going to hit, just because the goalpost keeps moving.
Right. And that's the point of it.
That's
all,
the whole
too,
point.
is we all want it, like, just like DK. I mean, I bet if he watched this right now, he'd be like, wow, look at how much I've come, but look at how much I still want to go. Like, there's so much more you want to do at every stage. So we have to learn to love the process. I think that's important.
Also, he's only 26. I'm sorry, I just did the math on that. So he's 20 in this. This is 6 years old. I'm not a mathematician. I typically only count to 4 as a musician, but
6 if
He's
it's
26.
He's 26.
I don't count to 6. I try to stick it in the
I try to keep
5,
it
6, 7, 8.
Let's actually look that up. I'm wondering if that's he's got to be. He is
26.
He was born in 1997.
Very impressive.
That is very impressive.
Sir. He is only so I'll say this. I'm calling it. This is a hot take. He's only going to get better.
It's 100%. Like, it's only just begun.
I'm saying it now. I'm calling it out. I'm betting money on the table.
On the table.
He's only going to get better.
It's only just begun.
I know there's going to be a lot of people disagreeing with that, probably.
No way. I think, no.
You're wrong.
되돌려보기엔 내 추억이 닿지를 않아 그땐 널 많이 사랑했었나 봐 나 혼자만 사랑했던 걸까 봐 너를 잃어 힘든 아픔보다 내가 몰랐던 네 모습이 날 외롭게 만드는 걸 Oh baby
Ooh.
How did he go? Earlier? I want to hear that again. And
내 추억이 닿지를 않아
that one was so good. That's so hard to jump such a large interval and have so much clarity in both places in one breath.
Not to mention, he's already like at a high. Like, it's easy when you're singing low to flip up. But if you're already kind of closer to, you know, your break,
Right.
To flip up
Now
is,
you're
and then
flipping,
that was so smooth. Like, you couldn't even hear the flip.
No, so smooth. Let's listen to it one more time, and then I want to talk about a warm-up that would help you with that.
내 추억이 닿지를 않아
And he doesn't hit the note.
No,
Like, he doesn't
notes.
like slam the note. He goes na 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 na. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, it's like in one breath.
It's like
Na, na, woo.
ooh.
And I would do
crazy.
that. That's exactly the warm-up I would do. Is I would isolate those notes, and I would practice how you do that in one breath, and experiment with, like, how does that fit in your voice? How does that feel in your voice? You know, obviously it's going to resonate in two different places because you're going to go from like a chest resonance to a head resonance, like, but you want to continue to have that consistency. Like, just like you hear, like, we talk a lot of times about how we don't want to say, oh, use your chest voice, use your head voice, all that stuff, because then you go, oh, I'm going to use my chest voice
you stuck.
and put it here, and I'm going to use my head voice
Put
and
it
put
in my
it there.
chest. I'm gonna put it in my nose, and I'm gonna put it in your face.
And that might be what is happening, but I don't think that's how he's approaching it because it sounds consistent. It sounds the same. Like, it sounds.
It's not like he shifted gears.
Exactly.
You know.
You don't hear that shift, but it's a very obvious, like, obviously he's singing in two different registers. It's just effortless, flawless execution.
What's your exercise?
To isolate those notes and to go and oscillate between the two notes.
Do an example.
And experience. Let me hear. Na, woo, woo. And I would just do that back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Na, woo, woo. And try to, like, I'm not doing a great example of that, but try to experiment with just like how that feels in your body and take it out of context.
We talk about vowels, right? So air and vowel is very important. Just being able to send air and switch the vowels. Going back down is hard too.
It is hard.
But the more you do that, the more effortless it gets,
Absolutely.
right? It's just like, you know, something, if you're doing anything and it feels really difficult the first, second, third time you do it, keep doing it. All of a sudden you forgot that it was hard in the first place.
Absolutely. It's an hours game, right?
Yeah,
Like, you
it's
just gotta
time.
put hours into it.
Reps, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
reps.
But how you do it matters.
Absolutely.
If you practice it loose and easy, you're going to do it loose and easy. If you practice it like really holding on and making it happen like that, it's going to be harder to let it go. And like, well, I'm just doing that until I get it. Okay, well then once you get it, you have another problem that now you have to fix anyway.
100%.
So start loose, thinking air and vowel. You know, just go back and forth.
Totally.
If you like those little tips and you want to look for more little tips, check out our store. There's a link in the description box. We've got our favorite little exercises. They're super cheap, but they absolutely help. They're daily ones.
Yeah, you can sing with us.
Get after it. Sing with us. It's a good time.
It'd be great.
모습이 날 외롭게 만드는 걸 Oh baby 그때 넌 나를 사랑했던 걸까 나 혼자서 사랑했던 것 같아 Oh, oh, oh no you 널 믿고 싶어 그저는 나를 바라보며 사랑을 말하던 네 모습을 떠올려 그때 그리워하는 마음과 더는 아니라 하는 마음이 아직 너를 떠날 수 없게 믿을 수도 아니 바랄 수도 없게 해 그땐 널 많이 사랑했었나 봐 나 혼자만 사랑했던 걸까 봐 너를 잃어 힘든 아픔보다 내가 몰랐던 네 모습이 날 더 외롭게 만드는 걸 Oh baby 그때 넌 나를 사랑했던 걸
Can we talk
What?
about that? Can we talk about that?
Okay. When we first reacted to 17 and we love DK and everyone's like, oh, we're so glad you like DK, people didn't think he was strong enough vocally. And I'm like, what people?
It's just literally, if you have ears.
If you have ears, he's pretty good at singing. I don't know. Okay, let's listen to that. There's a section where we stopped because we needed to hear it.
만 사랑했던 걸까 봐 너를 잃어 힘든 아픔보다 내가 몰랐던 네 모습이 날 더 외롭게 만드는 걸 Hello baby
Do you hear?
Hello, baby.
He stays because he's been flipping. He's
Yeah.
been flipping into a head voice. He doesn't do it there.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you do that? A lot of people, when they go up, they get more space in the back of their mouth. Hello, baby.
People
right?
like me, I do that.
Right? Everybody does that.
my habit.
Literally everybody does that. And so the trick is, I only say this all the time, but don't change anything of what you're doing. There's no difference between you singing in this meaty part of your voice that you love and this crazy high part, except for you thinking, oh my gosh, that's crazy high. I need to adjust. I need to do all these other things. Where la 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 la, oh baby, na 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 na, oh baby. It's once you think that it's high, you're gonna go, oh baby.
You reach for it.
You reach for it, you
Yeah.
make space for it, you say, oh, that's high, I need to
Yeah.
try harder.
Yeah.
You just need to send more air and stay cool, stay chill. You're speaking. And I don't know how if that's gonna like sound amazingly good. But for me it's the process and it's that intention, right?
Yeah.
I can just do that.
Yeah.
It's not polished and like really nice and
Yeah.
I don't want to like record that because I literally just heard it just now, but I can just do that because I'm drinking coffee over here. I can just do that because of the
Conditions
looseness.
aren't ideal. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's our point too. A lot of the times with this stuff is that mental game is like number one in singing.
Kind of 90% of it.
It's like 90% of singing, and I think that's why there's we get a lot of, I'm not going to call it hate, but we do get a lot of feedback
Pushback.
that we talk too much about the technicalities of stuff, and I think that in a sense that you're right, that this isn't all that singing is, but I do think that part of the process is training our minds to kind of unlearn habits that we create, like that singing is hard or that singing is complicated or that singing has to be difficult in order to be impressive, and just that's all a lie.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't. Our passion to kind of convey that singing is speaking is this here. Like
Yep.
it is so, he looks like he's talking. Like
Yep.
people who are really, really good at singing look like it's easy.
Yep.
And that's what makes it impressive. And,
Oh, man.
And I think that's where we're just really passionate about, the technique of it is important for sure. But I think that the mental game of it is it's 90% for sure.
100%.
100%, 90%, 20%.
I never understood watching people talk about how things make them feel. You know what I mean? I never, I understand that this is art and that's part of the experience.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. But for somebody who wants to learn more about singing, wants to learn more about what makes their favorite artist, what are they doing that makes them so different or special, or what do other singers really think about my favorite artist? That's cool.
That is cool.
But if you want to go like, it made so and so feel this way or that way, or they liked it or they didn't like it, to me is not really productive or helpful. It's like, it's not valuable to me information. This kind of stuff, us talking about this is like literally you can take it and use it and apply it, or we can apply it, or you can learn more about singing from in a way that you never really thought about. The other side, I talk about guitar all the time, but like the other side of the guitar is a very different place than this side of the guitar. And if you love your favorite artist who just rips it up on the guitar, you might want to peek behind and see what it's like on the other side of that guitar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So.
I think that the added level of it is that singing is something that we all are physically capable of doing, but still, because of the mental thing, don't all believe is possible, right? So yes, like he has taken many, many years, many, many hours to develop this skill that has gotten him to this place. He was also probably born with a great instrument. Like I think there is definitely value to that as well. But we all have voices, and we all talk, and we all can speak, and I think we all can sing. It's just how are we taking that skill and furthering it? Like what types of things are we doing to make it better?
Oh baby 그때 넌 나를 사랑했던 걸까 나 혼자서 사랑했던 것 같아 Oh no you 널 잊고 싶어 그전엔
I know that we've reacted to DK many times, and I feel like we're going to say the same thing every time. But I will say that this example has taught us a lot, just even about how your voice can grow and can change, and how you as a singer over the course of 6 years can develop new skills and improve on new skills. And again, none of this is to say that any of that was bad, right? Like, look at where he's coming from. He's coming from great singing to greater singing. Yeah. So I think this is just, it's fun for us as voice teachers. Maybe it's not as fun for you at this point, because maybe you're frustrated in your own singing and you're like, I don't want to wait 6 years. I don't want to work 6 years. I'm not even where, like Chase said earlier, I'm not even starting at that point. Well, I think it's all a process, right? It's all a process. And I'd love one day to ask DK what he thinks about that performance, right? Because he may or may not be happy with it,
And that just goes back to what we said. Fall in love with singing.
Yes.
Not in love with like your idea of where you should be at singing or where you want to be someday singing. Fall in love with just singing and sing. The more you sing, the better you're going to get. And that's just going to be a natural product of all this. What we dive into kind of the nitty gritty of fine tuning and good habits. These are just good foundations. You get to use your voice however you want, but if you want to start with some good foundations and hopefully not unlearn things later, that's why we make these videos, and that's why we try to break down these tips.
Definitely. So if you are a singer, if you love singing, if you want to be a singer and you appreciate our content, we would love your support here on the channel. We just launched YouTube memberships.
Whoa.
So if you want to support us, just go become a member.
Do it.
You can become, we could reply to your comments, top priority. You can have your name in the description box. Just check out the perks. And if you want to support our channel because you love the content we make, we would really appreciate you doing that. And one of the first 30 people to sign up will get to choose a React video, which is highly valuable.
Whoa.
I will tell you right now, go to our website, see how much that costs.
That's
highly valuable. So we're going to pick out of a lottery one of you lucky YouTube members that join one of the first 30 will get to pick a video and we will react to it. And that would be very exciting. Thank you so much again to Rebecca for sponsoring today's video. And we hope that we will see you guys next time. Bye.